Hello, dear viewers, and welcome to our channel. Today, I have a very special treat for you, a captivating bedtime story set in the heart of a mystical forest on a rainy night. This story will take you on an enchanting journey with a young adventurer who embarks on a magical escapade in the company of unexpected friends. But before we dive into this tale, I invite you to take a moment for yourself. Find a comfortable spot, dim the lights, and let the worries of the day slip away. This story is here to help you relax, unwind, and escape into a world of wonder. So get ready to be transported to a place where the rain falls gently, where the forest comes alive, and where the magic of nature awaits. Are you ready? Good. Now sit back, relax, and let the story begin. Once upon a time, in a small, cozy town nestled between rolling hills and a dense forest, there lived a young boy named Oliver. Oliver was a curious and adventurous soul, always seeking new experiences and exciting escapades. He had heard tales of the mystical forest beyond the hills, stories of towering trees, singing birds, and secrets waiting to be uncovered. One evening, as the golden sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of orange and purple, Oliver felt an irresistible urge to embark on an adventure. He decided that he would spend the night camping in the forest, under the open sky, surrounded by the soothing sounds of nature. With his backpack filled with supplies and a trusty flashlight in hand, Oliver set out on his journey. He hiked through the meadows, climbed over rocks, and followed a winding path that led him deeper into the woods. The forest was alive with the chirping of crickets and the occasional hoot of an owl, welcoming him to their realm. As darkness blanketed the forest, Oliver found a perfect spot to set up camp. He cleared a small area, carefully pitching his tent beneath the towering trees. The anticipation of spending a night in the heart of nature filled him with excitement, and he couldn't wait to see what the night had in store for him. With the tent secured and his sleeping bag laid out, Oliver zipped open the tent flap and peered out at the moonlight filtering through the leaves. He knew that his adventure had only just begun, and he could hardly contain his joy as he settled into his cozy sleeping bag, ready to embrace the mysteries of the forest on this rainy night. With the tent pitched and his campsite prepared, Oliver was ready to make his temporary home beneath the towering trees of the mystical forest. He gazed at the stars that had begun to twinkle in the night sky and listened to the gentle rustling of leaves in the cool breeze. The forest had a magical aura, and Oliver felt like he had stepped into a different world. He took a moment to appreciate the beauty around him. The towering trees formed a protective canopy overhead, their leaves rustling softly in the night breeze. The forest floor was covered in a lush carpet of moss, and tiny fireflies added a touch of enchantment with their soft, blinking lights. Next, Oliver unpacked his supplies. He set up a small campfire ring, ready for a cozy fire later in the evening. He carefully placed a few logs nearby, ensuring he had enough wood to last the night. His backpack contained a variety of snacks, a thermos of hot chocolate, and some sandwiches he had prepared earlier. As he settled down by the campfire, Oliver couldn't help but feel a sense of tranquility wash over him. The forest had a way of calming his adventurous spirit, making him appreciate the simple pleasures of nature. He opened his thermos and poured a steaming cup of hot chocolate, its rich aroma filling the air. With a warm drink in hand, he leaned back against a fallen log and watched as the rain began to drizzle softly from the sky. It was as if the forest itself was joining in his adventure, providing a gentle backdrop to his night under the stars. Oliver knew that the real adventure was yet to come. He listened to the rhythmic drumming of raindrops on the leaves above, feeling a deep sense of connection to the natural world. As the night deepened, he couldn't wait to see what other wonders the forest had in store for him. As Oliver sat by the crackling campfire, sipping his hot chocolate and gazing into the mesmerizing dance of flames, the rain began to fall more steadily. The gentle pitter-patter of raindrops on the leaves and his tent soon became the soothing soundtrack of his night in the forest. The raindrops painted a picture of serenity all around him. They danced on the surface of the nearby stream, creating ripples that reflected the silvery moonlight. The forest, once vibrant and alive with the sounds of nocturnal creatures, seemed to hush, as if nature itself was settling down for the night. Oliver zipped up the tent to keep out the cool, damp air, but left a small opening to allow the fresh forest scent to waft inside. He nestled into his sleeping bag, feeling the warmth of the campfire linger on his skin. With the soft patter of rain and the occasional rustling of leaves, he was lulled into a sense of calm he had never experienced before. He closed his eyes and let his imagination run wild. He envisioned himself as an intrepid explorer on a quest to uncover the secrets of the forest. The rain, he thought, was like a code being whispered by the trees, and he was determined to decipher it. Outside, the forest responded to the rain with a symphony of fragrances. The earthy scent of wet soil mingled with the sweet aroma of moss and the piney notes of the trees. Oliver took a deep breath, savoring the rich blend of scents that filled the air. As the night wore on, the rain continued its gentle serenade, making Oliver feel more connected to the natural world than ever before. He knew that this rainy night in the tent was just the beginning of his adventure, and he couldn't wait to see what surprises the forest had in store for him next. The rain outside continued to fall, creating a rhythmic lullaby that filled Oliver's tent. Inside, the soft glow of a lantern illuminated the cozy space, casting dancing shadows on the walls. Wrapped in his sleeping bag, Oliver felt both snug and enchanted by the atmosphere. With the rain as their backdrop, Oliver decided it was the perfect time to indulge in another favorite camping tradition, storytelling. He reached for his backpack and pulled out a small book of campfire stories. Each page was filled with tales of daring adventures, mythical creatures, and brave heroes. Oliver couldn't wait to immerse himself in these stories. But he also had another idea. He had brought along a journal to document his own adventures in the forest. Opening the journal, he picked up his pen and began to write about the night's experiences so far, from setting up camp to the soothing rain. As he wrote, he could hear the faint sounds of the forest outside. The rustling leaves, the distant hoot of an owl, and the soft murmur of the rain. These natural sounds added depth to his storytelling, making him feel like a character in his own tale. After finishing his journal entry, Oliver turned his attention to the book of stories. With each page turned, he was transported to different worlds filled with magic and wonder. He read aloud to himself, allowing the words to come alive in the lantern's warm glow. As he lost himself in the tales, he couldn't help but feel a sense of camaraderie with the characters. They, too, ventured into the unknown, faced challenges, and discovered hidden treasures. It made Oliver realize that his own adventure in the forest was just as grand and meaningful. As the hours passed, Oliver continued to read and write, the rain outside serving as a comforting backdrop to his solitude. He knew that the night held more surprises and mysteries, and he was eager to embrace them all. With each page he turned and each word he wrote, he felt the magic of the forest enveloping him, making this rainy night in the tent a truly unforgettable adventure. As Oliver continued to read and write in the cozy confines of his tent, the rain outside showed no signs of letting up. The forest remained shrouded in a gentle mist, and the night felt alive with mystery. Little did Oliver know that this rainy night had a surprise in store for him. Suddenly, a soft scratching sound came from the tent's entrance. Oliver froze, his heart racing with a mix of excitement and curiosity. He carefully unzipped the tent flap, revealing the world outside. To his amazement, he found a small, furry visitor standing at the entrance. It was a curious raccoon with its bright eyes and nimble paws. The raccoon stared at Oliver for a moment before letting out a soft, chattering noise, as if it were trying to strike up a conversation. Oliver couldn't help but smile. He had always been fascinated by wildlife, and this unexpected encounter felt like a gift from the forest itself. Slowly, he reached into his backpack and pulled out a small bag of nuts and berries he had brought as snacks. He extended his hand, offering the treats to his newfound friend. The raccoon cautiously approached, sniffing the air and inspecting Oliver's offering. After a moment of hesitation, it reached out a tiny paw and gingerly took a nut. Oliver watched in awe as the raccoon nibbled on the snack, its tiny hands manipulating the food with surprising dexterity. In that moment, Oliver felt a profound connection with the forest and its inhabitants. He realized that he was not alone on this rainy night. He was sharing his campsite with a curious and friendly neighbor. As the raccoon enjoyed its snack, Oliver continued to observe the beauty of the rain-soaked forest, now with his new friend by his side. The lantern's glow cast a warm, inviting ambience that seemed to beckon the raccoon closer. With a heart full of gratitude for the unexpected company, Oliver decided to name his new friend Rusty, due to the reddish hue of its fur. Together they sat in the lantern's soft light, listening to the rain and sharing the quiet magic of the forest. Little did Oliver know that Rusty the raccoon would play a significant role in the adventure that was about to unfold on this rainy night in the tent. Oliver and his new friend Rusty, the raccoon, continued to share moments of quiet companionship inside the tent. The rain outside had intensified, and the forest was alive with the sounds of water droplets pattering on leaves and the occasional distant rumble of thunder. As the night deepened, Oliver noticed that Rusty had nestled into a cozy corner of the tent, seemingly content to stay by his side. The lantern's glow cast a warm and comforting light over their little sanctuary, making the tent feel like a haven amidst the rainy wilderness. The thunder, once distant, now echoed through the forest with a gentle rumble. Oliver found the sound oddly soothing, as if the forest itself were singing him a lullaby. He realized that the rain had become a symphony of nature, a harmonious blend of percussion and melody that enveloped him in a sense of serenity. With Rusty as his silent companion, Oliver decided to lie down in his sleeping bag and watch the raindrops race down the tent's rainfly. The rhythmic pattern of the rain, combined with the distant thunder, had a hypnotic effect, and soon Oliver found himself drifting into a peaceful slumber. In his dreams, he roamed through the forest, guided by ethereal fireflies that illuminated his path. He encountered talking animals, wise old trees, and enchanted streams that sparkled like liquid diamonds. It was a dream world where the boundaries of reality and fantasy blurred, and Oliver felt like he was truly a part of the forest's magic. Outside the tent, the rain continued to fall, bathing the forest in a cleansing downpour. It was as if the rain was washing away the worries of the world, leaving behind a tranquil and rejuvenated wilderness. As Oliver slept soundly, cocooned in the warmth of his sleeping bag, the thunderous lullaby of the rain and the forest whispered stories of wonder and enchantment. The night was far from over, and there were more adventures to be had, both in his dreams and in the waking world of the mystical forest. Inside the tent, Oliver continued to dream, his imagination carried away by the gentle rain and the enchanting forest that surrounded him. In his dream world, he embarked on a magical journey, encountering creatures of myth and legends long forgotten. As he ventured deeper into the dream forest, he felt a profound connection with the natural world. In the waking world, the rain continued to fall, nourishing the earth and quenching the thirst of the forest's flora and fauna. The trees swayed in the breeze, their leaves rustling in response to the rain's touch. Birds nestled in their leafy sanctuaries, singing songs of gratitude for the life-giving water. Meanwhile, Rusty, the raccoon, had curled up beside Oliver, seeking refuge from the rain. The tent provided a warm and dry haven for the unexpected friendship that had blossomed on this rainy night. As dawn began to break, the rain outside gradually subsided, leaving behind glistening dewdrops on leaves and the fresh scent of wet earth. The forest awakened with a renewed vibrancy, as if the night's rain had breathed new life into every corner of the woods. Oliver slowly stirred from his dream-filled slumber, feeling both invigorated and serene. He realized that his rainy night in the tent had been a wondrous adventure, one that had deepened his connection to nature and introduced him to Rusty, a friend he would always treasure. Carefully, he unzipped the tent flap and peered outside. The first rays of sunlight filtered through the trees, casting a golden glow over the forest. It was a new day, and Oliver was filled with a sense of gratitude for the beauty and mystery of the natural world. Rusty, sensing the change, scampered out of the tent and into the forest, disappearing among the trees. Oliver watched his raccoon friend go with a fond smile, knowing that they had shared a unique and unforgettable experience. With the forest awakening around him and the rain-soaked ground beneath his feet, Oliver felt a deep sense of fulfillment. He packed up his campsite, leaving no trace of his presence, and set off on his journey back to the cozy town. As he hiked through the forest one last time, he knew that this adventure had left an indelible mark on his heart. The memory of the rainy night in the tent, filled with stories, companionship, and the soothing rain, would stay with him forever as a reminder of the magic that could be found in even the simplest of adventures. And so, with a heart full of gratitude and wonder, Oliver bid farewell to the mystical forest, carrying its secrets and the spirit of his rainy night adventure with him on his journey back home.